Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. The Camera Drone and dedicated server update for Astroneer was released yesterday, so let's take a quick look at what's new, what's changed, and talk about my first impressions for this long-anticipated update. The big news is the addition of the dedicated servers for Astroneer. You can rent a server from AERO's official partner, Nitrado, and play with up to 8 people in a game across Steam, Windows Store, and Xbox One versions of the game. PlayStation 4 players, AERO is still hard at work to find a solution to bring you into the crossplay fun as well. You can also host an Astroneer server on your own hardware, though it will not feature crossplay. And while AERO will offer support for self-hosted servers in terms of gameplay, they are not able to help you troubleshoot your own connectivity issues such as firewall, ports, local networks, and hardware. The server launch was not without its detractors. Shortly after the update dropped, the Astroneer Discord server lit up with numerous people complaining that self-hosted servers do not include achievements or unlockable cosmetics. Okay, look, AERO has been telling us for weeks, if not months in the run up to this update, that this was how things are going to work. So it's not like this was some 11th hour gotcha surprise. My guess is that people heard there would be self-hosted servers and just started making assumptions. And what I'm about to talk about is just pure speculation. I don't have any inside information on this. AERO has a lot of different people that they had to keep happy with the launch of their servers. Not only did they need something that would work for their community, but they also had to meet the requirements of at least Microsoft and most likely Sony as well. If you think it is no big deal to get those two tech industry titans to allow your game to support cross-platform play, then you go ahead and try it. But first, you might want to put on your big boy or girl pants because your complaints will fall on deaf ears at Sony and Microsoft. While I do feel that Nitrado's building practices are incredibly slimy, I can't fault AERO for that. They have no more control over how Nitrado conducts their business than they do over Sony or Microsoft. I will say this though, my respect for AERO grew even deeper yesterday. Later in the afternoon, Joe jumped into the chat to let everybody know that, while they can't make any promises, they had begun discussions on finding a way to bring achievements to self-hosted servers. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the behavior of a bunch of first-class devs right there. They heard the feedback from a very vocal, but very tiny minority of their players. And instead of just saying, yeah, we told you it was going to be like that, they began to look for a way forward. So to Adam, Joe, and everybody at AERO, I think you guys are awesome, and I appreciate your hard work and your willingness to listen to your community. So moving on, the other big part of this update was the addition of the AERO Camera Drone. It's a cute little camera drone that allows you to capture footage and photos from a free camera perspective. While I would have really liked to have seen AERO in adventure mode as well, this is still a great addition for players looking to capture footage for Let's Plays and machinima. And hey, maybe one day AERO will find its way over to adventure mode. The terrain tool add soil functionality was updated as well. Now this is a welcome change as the add terrain function now works in relation to the angle and direction of your terrain tool reticule instead of just building directly towards your perspective. But if you do prefer that old method of adding terrain, you can toggle it back on in the game settings. PC players, you might have noticed that experimental clouds are no longer an option. Even though they were not available to console players, the code was still in the console versions of the game and was causing serious performance issues. While I will miss the experimental clouds, I can at least take some comfort in knowing that AERO has assured us that they're already investigating a way to bring them back and bringing them to all platforms without introducing performance problems. This update also included a massive number of bug fixes and performance enhancements. Console players especially should notice a huge improvement in performance, but even on PC, this update has brought about noticeable improvements. You can check out the patch notes on Reddit. I'll include a link in the description below so that you can read all of the bug fixes. Several weeks ago, the Roadmap update stream said that this update would also include Steam Cloud saves, but I did not see any mention of that in the patch notes, nor can I find anything about it in-game or on Steam. I tested it over on my laptop to see if the saves that I've played here on my desktop after the update installed were there, and they weren't. So either I am overlooking the feature or it did not wind up shipping with this update. Overall, I'm really happy with the server and camera drone update. While I don't really agree with the decision to limit AERO to creative mode, and I do think that Nitrado has consumer unfriendly building practices, these are small issues compared to what the update brings. You can now play with up to 8 people on a server, and you don't have to first find somebody with good internet and a powerful PC to host the game anymore. Performance is increased across the board, the terrain tool works better, and AERO is going to be incredibly useful. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this update, so be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you're looking for even more Astroneer content, then be sure to check out the Astroneer Academy series. That's where several Astroneer community members and myself have been taking a comprehensive look at all things Astroneer. You'll learn the basics of the game all the way through some really advanced stuff that you can do. And with that, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.